What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. I want to talk to you guys today about something that has been ongoing for years, obviously. And myself and the Gorilla Chemist, every time we get together or we talk, we wind up going back to this same subject because we feel like, Brian and I both feel like we were really pushing this. And we were pretty much the only two really pushing this for the last several years. I'd say probably 3 or 4 years at this point, where now everybody's going, oh, of course, essential amino acids. Yeah, we need essential amino acids. Let's back up for a second. So there was a meta-study done that took place that took all of the studies that were done on branched-chain amino acids that were regarding anabolism, muscle growth, muscle protein synthesis, etc. And right now on the Gorilla Chemist's Instagram, if you go to his Instagram right now, Brian the Gorilla Chemist, there is a post up right now where he explains, and I actually asked him to text me in layman's terms what this stuff means, because I want to basically get this information out to you guys. And you, the average person like myself and some of you out there, we don't understand what these studies say. So what happens is when companies start marketing stuff, even if we look up the studies, we can read it and we might actually get something out of it that's actually not there. And we go, oh, okay, yeah, that's what because we know what the company's already saying. So when we look into it, if things start to get a little weird, like the way the wording is in many of these studies where it's the abstract and the conclusion, like we could pretty much go either way. I mean, we could, if we really looked and tried to make it fit, we can make it fit that they work, we can make it fit that they don't work. But the bottom line is somebody who knows how to read these studies like Brian, who's a chemist, an actual chemist, he can explain it to me, then I can explain it to you so that you guys actually understand what the fuck is going on. Now, here's the problem. There wasn't a single study done, not one, out of all the branched chain amino acid studies that said that they actually help build muscle. Not fucking one. Now we're going to get into what happened, and we're going to have to actually start calling some people out soon, I think, because the branched chain amino acid supplements that were brought to market in the fitness industry, in the supplement industry, there is no way those individuals did not have a concept of what the fuck the Gorilla Chemist is talking about right now from these meta studies. You're trying to tell me these people that invented it, who were these scientists, right? These PhD, I think there was a PhD involved, scientists, these marketing guys, none of them understood. You're trying to tell me that they just, oh, I had no idea. I read it one way and I put it on the market and sold fucking millions of dollars worth of it, but I didn't know. No fucking way. They had to know. These fucking people that know how to read these things, that put these things on the market, knew what the fuck they were doing. Now, let me kind of, let's back up for a second. I want to read you Brian's text. And I asked him, just tell me in layman's terms. An extensive search of the literature has revealed no studies in human subjects, okay? Human subjects, which the response of muscle protein synthesis to oral ingested branched chain amino acids alone was quantified. In only 2 studies, get this is the important part. 2 studies showed an effect when IV infused delivery. We're going to come back to that in a second. We conclude, this is the scientists that did the meta study, we conclude, this is a direct quote, okay? This is the actual scientists from every branched chain amino acid study. They took all of them and did the meta study. We conclude that the claim that consumption of dietary branched chain amino acids stimulate muscle protein synthesis or produces an anabolic response in human subjects is unwarranted. Direct quote. The scientists did not find any research whatsoever that led them to believe that that would be possible. None. However, there were 2 studies done through IV infused delivery. Let's use that for a second. We're going to hold on to that one for a second. Back in the 90s, there was L-arginine and L-ornithine. Now, these are 2 amino acids that were supposed to increase growth hormone a great deal, and they were marketed the fuck out of these things. And we all took them. I took them by the truckloads. Everybody else took them by the truckloads. And they didn't do shit. And then they came out with the AKG formulas, arginine alpha-ketoglutarate, ornithine alpha-ketoglutarate, OKG, AKG. They combined those, taste like shit. Those didn't do shit. It wasn't until years later where I actually read the study online, because we didn't have online back then. And it showed that they were through an IV infusion. Same thing. And they were like grams, all right, not milligrams, grams done through an IV push infusion. And they got a slight response. So that is what was used to market them, which means that these individuals that marketed this first either were so fucking dumb they didn't understand what they were reading, which means that that's pretty bad if you marketed an entire fucking company based on this shit and didn't understand it, which I don't believe. Or were able to take those 2 studies that had IV infusion and market the fuck out of those as oral supplementation, knowing that they were fucking pulling one over on the public, knowing that they were going to sell tons of fucking product, made cheap, sold expensive, They knew. They absolutely knew. They fucking ripped you off. They ripped me off. They ripped us all off. Plain and simple. Now, back in 2014, Primeval had called me. They were just starting out as a company. We spoke several times before I signed with them. I signed with them, and one of the things that we talked about was going back to the drawing board as far as products that actually work. There was a lot of shit on the market now. It didn't pan out. Studies said this, studies said it didn't fucking work. It didn't pan out. And I was already on the branched-chain amino acids leaning against them or away from them when I started with Primeval. I said, you know, we need to get back to what works, right? Essential amino acids came up. That was one of the topics that we discussed before EA Max ever hit the market. Now, Primeval was like, yes, we agree with you. We absolutely understand what you're saying, and we think you're right. Now, one of the things I presented to Primeval was the fact that we used to take those amino acids that were really fucking big. They were like the size of my thumb. And those worked better. The guys built muscle faster. They recovered faster. They didn't actually have to eat as much food while they were taking those aminos. Nowadays, everybody's shoving all this food in their mouths and swallowing branched chains. They look like a blowtoad. They look like a piece of shit. Back then, everybody was tight, muscular. Their fucking waists were small. They were still blasting drugs back then, but it was different. They weren't fucking doing the things that guys are doing nowadays. So I'm like, why aren't those amino acids being used anymore, right? Well, first of all, those horse pills, nobody wants to swallow them nowadays. And they couldn't flavor the essential amino acids properly. They tasted like shit. So they went with branched chains. That's what this company did, right? So Primeval says, we have a way to do it. We can do it. We're going to make a fucking unbelievable tasting essential amino acid formula, and we're going to fucking market the fuck out of it. Not only that, but we're going to put the time, the effort into re-educating people. I was part of this. And we're going to fucking push the shit. We're going to speak out about it. We're going to push the fuck out of it. We're going to make sure that the fucking world knows essential amino acids are what you need, not branched chain amino acids. That was 2014. Fast forward to now. Now, I don't want to say that Primeval gets all the credit because Mountain Dog, John Meadows, who's a friend of mine, was speaking out about essential amino acids. Not so much against branched chains, but saying essentials were. And from what I understand, Jeff Long, the pro bodybuilder Jeff Long, was talking about using essential amino acids, as well as Milo Sarshev years ago was talking about them. However, none of these individuals decided to take the responsibility to re-educate people the way that Primeval did. Primeval put a lot of fucking money behind the videos that I put out about branched chain amino acids, about essential amino acids. They put a fucking ton of money into marketing essential amino acids, so it was in your face, so you were like, what the fuck is an essential amino acid? So even if you Googled it, you understood what the fuck it was, and then now you knew why essentials were better than branched chains. So technically, Primeval was the ones that really pushed that in everyone's face, and now today, I went to the Olympia, there's new fucking essential amino acid formulas popping off all over the place from these companies that wouldn't give them a fucking second thought before. Everybody was just fine. Matter of fact, there was a company, get this, there was a company that had a liquid amino out that had, you know what, I'm just going to fucking say the company, it doesn't fucking matter because it's 100% true. All American EFX had the liquid beef aminos, the liquid aminos out, right, made from beef, the LBAs. And I used to love these things. They were essential amino acids, they had a little bit of glycerol in it, almost zero fat in it, but it had an amino acid profile of almost like muscle tissue because it was beef. So you had all the positives of eating beef with none of the fucking saturated fat, none of the calories that were in it, and it was easy to drink. It tastes like Hershey syrup. It was like a win-win all over the place, but hard to produce, a little more expensive to make, right? But still, I feel like a groundbreaking product that fucking absolutely was ahead of its time. Fast forward to the Arnold one year. I go to the Arnold, and they got them buy one, get one free. I'm like, well, shit, we drove. Let's stock up the fucking car, buy one, get one free. So we're buying like 10, 20, 30 bottles of this shit. And the guy is happy to be selling me. He's fucking throwing money. This is probably 2013 or 12 or something like that, whenever they did away with them. And he goes, oh, you know, I said, well, why are you guys selling? Oh, we're doing away with this product. We had a whole new product coming out. And I was like, you do? What is it? He goes, oh, it's even better than this. We have a branched chain amino acid formula coming out. Fruit flavor this, da, da, da. And I was like, oh, cool. And back then I didn't really pay attention, right? I wasn't really understanding because I was like everybody else. Branched chain amino acids are fucking just as good as this. Even the big companies weren't fucking knowing because they were following suit from what everybody else was doing. If other people were doing branched chain amino acids and that company said these cause anabolism, they cause muscle growth, the other companies fucking believed what they were marketing because they were selling the shit out of it and they had a good profit margin. So they're like, well, they must fucking know. So they, and rather than doing the research themselves and saying fucking, here's the deal, that's a fucking scam, that's bullshit. They literally went along with everybody else in the fitness industry, everybody else in the supplement industry, branched chains, branched chains. Do you know that when you consume branched chain amino acids, you are no longer fasted? All these fucking hammerheads doing fasted cardio, drinking the branched chains, they would be getting leaner faster if they didn't drink the branched chains. And get this, the branched chains never helped you build muscle to begin with. They help you stop you from tearing muscle down? Yeah, because it flips that switch that causes an insulin secretion, which stops muscle protein breakdown. However, you now have a source of fuel, which is the fucking branched chain amino acids, to use during your cardio. You're shorting yourself of fucking fat loss. It blows my fucking mind on so many levels that this was able to go on for so fucking long. To have people out there saying, well, I brought them to market. I was the first one to create them. Oh, we did this. Oh, we wrote papers on that. We had published stuff. There's people out there actually bragging about the shit that they did. And it was all a fucking scam. 100% fucking scam. Hands down. They knew exactly what the fuck they were doing. And if they didn't, I would love to see them in a court of law with a fucking class action suit against them, with everybody fucking sitting there and have them explain that we had no idea. We created a product that we didn't even understand. We put it on the market and had no fucking clue. We even fucking completely created a movement that had other companies selling it. We fucking thought it was cool. It was all, our bad, I'm sorry. Well, how about this? All that money that people wasted on branched chain amino acids, that they didn't get fucking gains, they got slower fat loss, and it fucked them over. How about if you give that fucking money back? That would be pretty fucking good, wouldn't it? If you're the one that fucking started it, and you're the one that created this whole fucking wave of bullshit, you should take the money out of your fucking pocket and give it back to the people that fucking deserve it, because you fucked them. You fucked me, you fucked them, you fucked us all. Plain and simple. There's no way around it. And, you know, Brian and I, we talk about it. We say, look, we were the first two that really started pushing against the branched chains. Like, we were the first two. Matter of fact, I think the only two very outspoken people in the entire fucking industry. And leave it to me and Brian. Of all fucking people, when you put us together, people go, what the fuck with these two, right? But I mean, the bottom line is, even we understood what the fuck was going on. I think a lot of people try to brush us off. And if it wasn't for things like, or companies and people like Primeval that put the money behind it and got the essential amino acid formulas in front of people's faces, so that more people looked into it, more people understood it, and more people went, fuck, Brian, Jerry, Primeval, John Meadows, fucking Milo Sarshev, they're all fucking right. What the fuck? And still, you're going to go somewhere tomorrow and you're going to see branched chain amino acids in someone's fucking water bottle. They're going to be sipping on it, and I'm sitting there going, fuck, man, I would love to sit you down and go over everything I just did here right now, but instead the video is up, so hopefully they'll see the video. But guys, be aware, branched chain amino acids absolutely fucking, via the word of scientists, via the word of professionals, via the word of fucking PhDs, do not increase muscle mass. They do not increase anabolism. They do not, absolutely do not help you build muscle. And some of the things that it'll help you with cardio, it'll help you with get fat loss. They absolutely do slow down fat loss, hands down. I can't tell you how many fucking emails I get on a daily basis that tell me, Jerry, I saw your fucking video about branched chains and cutting them out. And guess what? I cut those motherfuckers out and I dropped fucking 3 pounds the first week. I'm consistently dropping. I haven't dropped in a month. I've been trying like a motherfucker. All I did was cut the branched chains out. Guess what? 30, 40 grams of branched chains a day are going to slow down your fat loss. Hands down. So again, hopefully you guys check this video out and you go, I don't really believe you, Jerry. Go check with the Gorilla Chemist. Go talk to fucking John Meadows. Go talk to fucking Jeff Long. Hit up Milo Sarshev on the fucking horn. And he maybe even send Primeval a fucking email and say, hey, do you guys believe that essential amino acids are better than branched chains, and why? Because I'll tell you right now, all these motherfuckers would answer you because everybody's pissed off about the bullshit that's been going on this long. And I think that honestly, you know, people don't want to speak up because they don't want to be bullied, right? You got these individuals with these companies that created it and sell a lot of it, and you think that they're going to bully you. They tried to bully me. If you guys remember, they absolutely tried to fucking bully me into fucking sinking GIFD Labs. No fucking way. I will not be bullied. Fucking Gorilla Chemists will not be bullied. All these fucking companies that are speaking out and these people that are speaking will not fucking be bullied and silenced because someone fucking says that these things work and they were the first ones to bring them out and they'll sue you. They'll do this. You know what? Fucking bring it. Because the bottom line is, when you stand in a fucking court of law and you think suing somebody is fucking going to stop it, I would love to go sit in a fucking court of law, bring all of this fucking information out there and have that person sit on the stand and explain to me in fucking technical terms how, exactly how, biologically, biochemically, branched chain amino acids by themselves supplemented build muscle. I would love to see that fucking day. BioStraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biostraining.com is the blog. It's the fuck by branched chain amino acids bicep, and we are out.